RMJ Movie Reviews back again with an on-the-fly movie review of the newly released Clint Eastwood directed Sully, starring Tom Hanks and Aaron Eckhart. I'm a little bit late to the Sully train. The movie's been out, I think, for about 3 or 4 weeks now or something like that. But you all who are my subscribers know how I do it. You all know that, hey, when I get a day off work and, I get my projects done and all the other little stuff that I get done in life, I love to go to the movies. That's just what I do. I've been doing it my whole life since I've been a kid, and I ain't gonna stop. I'm gonna do it till the day I croak when I'm like 100. So, what did I think of Sully? Basically, Sully tells the story of a pilot, a captain, who's in the middle of landing a commercial airline when a group of birds decided to fly on along and knock out the engines. They couldn't find an airport nearby. Well, excuse me. That's what they're investigating. And basically, he landed the plane in it was the Hudson River. He landed that sucker. And I had totally forgotten about this when it had happened. So when I had heard about this movie, I had forgotten that it was totally based on a true story. And it landed that, and this was back in 2009. But, around that time, I was kind of, had hit a personal rock bottom. So I kind of, stuff's a little cloudy from that time. But, I really, really enjoyed the film. I know because look, this is my whole thing. I'm not one of them selfish YouTubers who doesn't give shout outs or tip of the hats to any other fellow YouTubers, even though most of these guys who I've given shout outs to have never even responded to me. That's okay. You know what I mean? There has been one person, but who's actually given me a personal shout back, which I really appreciate because I really enjoy this person's channel. But I'll reference movie critics and all that stuff because, look, hey, we're all in this together. There's no point in trying to be selfish about this. But, I saw all the very popular, highly successful YouTubers who've given reviews. And pretty much across the board, everybody said, like, it was good to it was okay. And that's kind of the spectrum I've heard. From me personally, as far as being a fan of Clint Eastwood movies, I like most of his movies. I'll even go very, very old school and say I like, I think it was the Dirty Harry movie, the one that he directed. I can't remember how many Dirty Harry movies Clint Eastwood directed. I think he directed 1 or 2 of them out of 5. And there are 5, right? I should know better. But the one I like was where the chick who he was married to in real life was like raped in the movie, and she went after the rapist, and she was like a serial killer killing her. Sudden Impact, I think Clint Eastwood directed that one, but I really like Sudden Impact. I think that's a down and dirty, early 80s hardcore action. I really like that movie. And I even like The Rookie, which I know people really didn't like get on the Clint Eastwood train until he did Unforgiven, which I love Unforgiven. Unforgiven is good. But I really like The Rookie from 1990 with him and Mr. Tiger Blood himself, Charlie Sheen, before he had Tiger Blood. I really like that movie. A little bit long, and I'm only bringing that movie up because it contains a little bit to this review of Sully. But and then I love A Perfect World. Perfect World to me is one of Clint Eastwood's most underrated movies he's ever directed, with Kevin Costner as an escaped convict and Clint Eastwood as kind of the town sheriff who's after him, and he kidnaps the boy. I think that movie is so phenomenal. Even to this day, I wish that movie would get more acclaim than it does. But this movie Sully is really good movie. I like the fact that it basically takes this real life situation. It doesn't get overly dramatic about it, and it doesn't as far as I can tell, as much as I know about the story, there weren't too many liberties taken, and it didn't really stretch things to make it into this highly overdramatic situation where people are crying and they're running and hugging each other and the rain is coming down and all that thing. This is a tightly and simply told story, and it kind of shows how Sully deals with kind of his post-traumatic stress issues from the landing, the crash, whichever you want to call it, kind of the media publicity surrounding if his decision-making skills were right or not, because he's being investigated by the, I think they're called the NTBS, I think is what they're called. I could be wrong. I never wanted to be a pilot, so excuse me if I'm wrong. But basically the people who investigate these kind of things that happen with like commercial airlines and pilots and all that kind of stuff. You know, kind of similar to the Denzel movie Flight, although that was a fictional story. But, and I love the way the movie's handled. You know, of course, Tom Hanks, you know, now that Tom Hanks is an older man now, you know, he's this dramatic thing. Of course, I remember, you know, the Tom Hanks of the Money Pit and Big, because that's what I grew up watching him as. And then he did Forrest Gump and Philadelphia, and he was Mr. Dramatic Guy after those movies, which those are great movies. Tom Hanks does a great job. Aaron Eckhart does a great job. All the supporting cast, to the unknown players in the movie, everybody does a good job across the board. There's a lot of familiar character actors in here. Actually, a gentleman who he's played many bad guys in exploitation films. Actually, I cannot remember the actor's name, but he played the serial killer villain in the first Power with Lou Diamond Phillips. That's real old school. Some of y'all may not even know what movie I'm talking about. For those of us who remember that movie, this guy actually played, that guy who played the serial killer in that movie actually played Sully's dad here. I was like, that's a dude from the first Power, and all kinds of exploitation action flicks. Scary looking guy, but he plays a dad here. Nice change of pace for that actor. Machine from 8mm pops up in here, playing a nice role, you know. And I can't remember that one actress who played Jamie Presley's mom in Ringleader with Jerry Springer. I can't remember that actress's name, but she pops up in here as a stewardess. Really good. I mean, it's a fantastic movie. Now, I've heard people say complaints about the fact that the story has flashbacks and it shows the points of views of some of the passengers. For me, didn't bother me one bit at all. I was fine with it. I was fine with the little flashbacks. Some people have said that they felt the flashbacks were kind of padding out the movie. That could be true. But, you know, when you're Clint Eastwood and Tom Hanks and the producer is Frank Marshall, you know, you could just go screw yourself, because they got the money and the power to back it up. So I was fine with that. You know, like I said, it's a tightly told movie, very, very well done within the constructs. And the movie, kind of going back to the movie The Rookie from 1990 that Clint Eastwood directed with Charlie Sheen, and this film being an hour and a half, I've seen from certain YouTubers and movie reviewers who said that some of Clint Eastwood's past works can be, and I forgot about Mystic River, I like that movie too, have said that Clint Eastwood movies can be a little bit too long. I only bring up The Rookie because that was a case of a movie that was a movie that I think was like, God, if I remember right, I haven't watched it in years, but I think if I remember right, The Rookie was about 2 hours long, if I remember. And I really remember the very first act of that movie being so slow and so long. I only reference that in the case of that is a prime example of a movie that should have been a lot tighter. And at least the first half of that movie should have been a little bit more tighter, had a little bit more life, and moved a little bit quicker. People have responded, or should I say, who knows if Clint Eastwood did or didn't, but this movie is very tight. It's like an hour and like a half. And I gotta admit that when it ended, I was kind of sitting there like, dang, it's over already. It was a part of me that kind of wanted at least maybe an extra 5 minutes. And I know it's kind of, goodness, do you want it long? You want it short? You're complaining too much. But whatever. I like the film. And the fact that it was an hour and a half, that was fine with me. Quite frankly, I think that was they told about as much of the story as they could tell, you know. But that's probably why they had the flashbacks in there. But you know, overall, I really liked it. I mean, would I own it on DVD to watch it over and over again? Not really, no. But I still think that it's a tight movie, very well done. Tom Hanks delivers like always. Aaron Eckhart always brings his A game. Clint Eastwood, it's well shot, it's well directed. Digressing a little bit, I must say, I've never been to New York City before, but I really would like to go. I don't know what it is about these movies that show like these, at least the middle class side of New York or whatever, where people are drinking wine and there's the piano music, and I just really want to go. I mean, this movie has a very kind of relaxed kind of atmosphere to it that, I don't know, made me feel like I'd like to go wherever this movie takes place at. Just threw that in on my own. But I liked the film and I enjoyed the performances, and I didn't feel that it was lacking in any way at all. Maybe it might have got the plot was a little bit threadbare. Maybe there wasn't enough to kind of even out those flashback scenes, but I liked the film. So that's my review of Sully. Thumbs up the video. Subscribe to my channel and share my videos. And please, for people who are viewing my video or subscribers to my channel, leave comments down below, because I love to interact with people who love movies just as much as I do, and who love performance and acting, and who just love this stuff. And I really like to interact with people about these things. So please leave comments down below, thumbs up the video, subscribe to the channel, and share the video. Okay, RMJ Movie Reviews, I will see you guys soon, okay? And I'm going to come with a comedy movie review maybe tomorrow and maybe Saturday. I might load up 2. So, well, we'll just see.